everybody! CW here. Another issue, project, test? I don't know, what do you want to call it? Remember back with the 730 waters with the 1:4 burst scope? I had run out of elevation and I thought that I had a bad scope. I never sent it back. I asked you the question and we turned it sideways and it looked like I got a little more elevation out of it and it looked like it was going to be usable. I've run into the same thing again. This is the 7 TCU. I threw this 7 power on here. I picked up another set of these quick detach, quick release rings for the base that came on this barrel and brought it to the range. I figured I'd zero it. I just wanted to be able to hit and see what kind of groups I could get, even though it was only Fireforeman loads. So I started adjusting, and lo and behold, I topped it out. It was shooting low, and it was better than the other one, meaning the other one was like 2 inches low at 50 yards. This one was maybe half an inch low at 50 yards. So it was usable, but that's 50 yards. I need to go at least 100, at least. And with a caliber like this, I was hoping to be able to shoot out to 200. Well, it ain't going to happen with this. So, talking online, different forums, a couple different guys I talk to a lot and know a little about the contenders as well. Almost all of them said the same thing. Well, I just use the Weaver bases. I never have problems. So it doesn't look like it's a contender thing. I was thinking maybe it's a Burris contender thing, you know. Doesn't appear to be with the people I've spoken with. I just don't know. So I've got a base, EGW base, and of course I got all kinds of rings floating around. So this is a nice set of Leupold PRW, older PRW rings. So they're a good ring. They're a little heavy, but they're a good solid, they're a good solid base, ring. So I'm thinking, let's just do a test. I also picked up this scope that you may have not heard about yet in the video. If not, it's coming up. Really nice, older Redfield 2-6 variable. Super clear, super nice, and I got it for a steal of a price. The guy actually had 2 and I was leery because it was so cheap. I didn't bid on both of them. I should have. But that's okay. So right now, it's an extra scope. The price was right. I just grabbed it because I figured I'm going to have another barrel floating around somewhere. I'll pick up something where I'll need it. So I'm thinking let's throw this base on, these rings in this scope, pull all this off. I don't think it's bad, but let's just pull it off and put this on and see what happens. Go back to the range. I have another 50 rounds of those Fireforeman loads to shoot anyway. Let's just see if I get it. Now I've introduced a couple of variables. I'm not going to, if it fixes it, I'm not going to know if this scope has more adjustment range or if this base is out of spec somehow and this base is in spec. I'm not going to know. I'm just going to know if it works and it doesn't work. So I'm not really going to point the finger at anything by doing this. I will fix the problem, possibly. And if that's the case, maybe I'll just leave it. I prefer these bases to the Weavers. This is a pick, not a Weaver. And I do have it on a couple other ones and it's been okay. So I don't think it's bad, but I prefer a steel base. We'll see. Let's do it. I can't show it to you because, you guys got to remain safe on the other side of your cameras and the other side of the world, wherever you're watching from. Goodness knows changing this base could put you in harm somehow. I don't know how, but can't show it to you. So I'm going to turn it off and I'll come back and through the magic of video, there we go. I really have to give a shout out to EGW. I've used a couple of their products, their rails, and they're top shelf. They really are top shelf. They give you a bit and they give you an extra screw. And it's all sealed in a little blue package so you can't lose it. Well, you can lose all of it, but you're not going to lose one screw. Big shout out. Big shout out. Oh, I forgot to torque these base screws. So let me do that really quick off here, off screen. As for torque specs, you can look it up online based on the screw size. But you want to know, for the rings, most manufacturers are going to be 15 to 18, under 20 inch-pounds. So regardless of what the screw can take, limit it to like 18 and you'll be safe. That's just for the rings, just for the screws that attach and squeeze the ring. For the bases, it can be a little bit more. You can go to the torque specs of the screw. And looks like I had them tight enough anyway. Yep, I had them tight enough anyway. Now, I tell you every time, but I'll tell you again, pick rails, weaver rails. Remember, when you fire the gun, your scope is going to want to move forward toward the muzzle. So before you snug down your rings, push them all the way forward. So the recoil shoulder, that little ledge in the middle of the ring, this little rail here, that's your recoil shoulder. You want that pushed forward, touching forward on your ring, on your base rather. So push both of them forward, or you will find it will move slightly, and as you're sighting in, as you shoot the gun, you'll forever have probably elevation problems. It'll wander elevation wise, and you'll wonder what's going on. Your scope's moving. Backwards or forwards, it's going to move forwards, but depending on how far it has to move, depends on how much elevation or loss of elevation you're going to get. So push things forward. That's the way it wants to go. Don't believe me? Leave your scope loose sometime and fire some shots. You'll see your scope will slide forward. That means your rings slide forward. So that's what you want to do. And that's it. So we got it on there. The scope was beautiful. I adjusted it with the collimator. My other one broke, so I'm using this Leupold. I don't like it as much, but it works. It's only a reference point. So I got it zeroed, and everything looks good. The scope is super nice, super clear. It's a really nice power. 2 to 6 is really nice. You know, you get all lower powers for most of the stuff. You want to reach out, you can turn it up to 4, 5, 6 power and get a little bit of range out of it. This one here was just a fixed 7, which is fine for set distances when you don't have changes. But it was what I had, and it's a really good scope, so I figured I would use it. Also, what do I have on here? This is a Monstrum scope level. My favorite one. It's a little bit arched, so it immediately moves. The bubble immediately moves with the littlest bit of movement. If you go to the old style flat ones, sometimes you got to really jar them to make a move, and then you jar them to make them come back, and they don't move as fluid and easy. This one here, the slightest bit of movement, it rolls back and forth beautiful because it's slightly arched. You know, it's highest in the middle and lowest on the ends. About the same price, you know. Nothing's for sale here, but you can find them on Amazon. You can find them at Monstrum. They're my favorite. They make them in 1 inch, 30 millimeter, and 34 millimeter. So there we go. Just a quick video, swapping out the scope, seeing what it does. I buy these bags because I do a lot of cast bullets and I put my bullets in them. But you can get these bags on eBay as well. These are what? These are 4 mil. So they're a little bit heavier than lunch bags and more durable. And they're really nice to have on your bench. If you do a lot of stuff like I do, you can keep everything together, keep your screws all together, base, mountain rings, right on them, what they are. T, C, base. Put it in a drawer. You'll always know it's there. Your screws will always be with it. You won't lose nothing. There you go. A couple more tips from CW. And give EGW a try if you need a base. They make MOA bases, 0 MOA bases, 10, 20, 30, 40, depending on your application. Good, fair prices. They're not cheap, but they're not as crazy as some of the other ones. And they're good quality stuff. Now I've got them on, what, four barrels now, I think. We'll see how they are here. I'm sure it's going to be fine. It's not going to be any worse than it was. I know that. As long as this scope works, and I see no reason why it wouldn't. It moved nicely with the turrets. The turrets felt very nice, very tactile. And there we go. So that's it. God bless everybody. just a quick video. Beautiful gun, one of my favorites. Here we go. CW out.